Namaskar. Today it's June 17th, 2026. Welcome to day 96 of Satvik Yogi Path. Each year on March 14 begins my 100 days journey in returning to the essence of yoga towards the celebration of International Day of Yoga on June 21st. This year I chose to revisit Maharshi Patanjali's Yoga Sūtra and share my daily practices inspired by it. Today, it is the 96th day of Satvik Yogi Path. Satvik Yogi Path is not the 100 days journey, is not any aesthetics or performance or any ritual. It is simple by awareness. It's a global way of living with clarity every moment. Once again, welcome to the 96th day of Satvik Yogi Path. Today we practice Yoga Sūtra 2.45 or the 45th Yoga Sūtra from the second chapter Sadhana Path. So let us first recite what 45th Yoga Sūtra is. The 45th Yoga Sūtra is about surrender. Surrender to the divine. Let's recite it together. Samādhi siddhir Īśvara Praṇidhānāt. Let's do it again. Samādhi siddhir Īśvara Praṇidhānāt. When we surrender to the divine, we reach perfection in Samādhi. So what this sutra really means? From surrender to the divine comes the perfection of Samadhi. Let us try to understand what Maharshi Patanjali explains. Īśvara Praṇidhāna, which means surrender, trust, devotion, letting go, releasing control, offering your actions to something higher. Maharshi Patanjali says that when surrender becomes steady, the mind becomes ready for Samadhi. And Samadhi is the eighth and the final limb of Aṣṭāṅga Yoga. So when surrender becomes steady, the mind becomes ready for Samadhi. Samadhi is not an achievement. Even though Samadhi is the eighth limb, the final limb of Aṣṭāṅga Yoga, and yet it is not an achievement. Samadhi is what remains when resistance dissolves. And this is the heart of Īśvara Praṇidhāna, the fifth Niyam of the second limb of Aṣṭāṅga Yoga. So what surrender really means? First of all, to understand what surrender really means, we have to understand what surrendering is not. Let me quickly give a shout out to Jessica Southard. Jessica Southard. Did I pronounce your username correct? I will try again. Jessica Southard. But what I want to say is from the bottom of my heart, I welcome you to Satvik Yogi Path, my 100 days journey. Thank you, Jessica. In my 100 days journey, in returning to the essence of yoga. I practice the traditional, the classical yoga, which Maharshi Patanjali compiled in 250 BCE. And I practice the 8 limbs to Samādhi, liberation, Aṣṭāṅga Yoga. And in my 100 days journey, today it is the 96th day. And I couldn't be happier that, Jessica, you are there. Your presence, very, very important for 96th day. Thank you for the blessing. Thank you so much. Jesus loves you. Thank you so much. Once again, Satvik Yogi Path is not any ritual, not any aesthetics or for performance. This is every year. Each year on March 14 begins my 100 days journey. Thank you. Thank you so much. It is simply practicing to live with clarity every moment. It is as simple as that. So, what surrendering is not, to understand what surrendering to the divine is, we have to be clear with what it is not. So, what it is not? Surrender is not giving up, it is not being passive. Surrendering is not losing power. It is not abandoning responsibility. It is not suppressing desire. So, surrendering to the divine is not any of these. Then what is? Surrender is releasing the illusion of control, releasing the illusion of control, trusting the unfolding, trusting the unfolding, softening expectations, offering your actions without attachment, letting life breathe. That is surrender. Surrender is inner relaxation, Īśvara Praṇidhāna. Now, to better understand what surrender is, the fifth niyam of Aṣṭāṅga Yoga is, let me share this analogy of the tight fist and the open palm. Let's see um, if we can understand surrendering, what surrendering is. Imagine your hand is tightly clenched into a fist. Just imagine. Imagine your hand is tightly clenched into a fist. When the fist is tight, you cannot receive anything, right? When your fist is tight, you cannot receive anything. You cannot hold anything new because your fist is too tight. You're clenching your fist too tight. You cannot hold anything new. You cannot receive anything. You cannot feel ease because your hand is tightly clenched into a fist. But when you slowly open the palm, the tension melts. Try it. The tension melts, the hand softens, and space appears, right? Īśvara Praṇidhāna is the opening of the palm from the tight clenched into fist. Īśvara Praṇidhāna is the soft opening of the palm. So surrender is not losing. Surrender is creating space for peace to enter. For peace, creating space for peace to enter. Now, according to, if I have to share Swami Vivekananda's insight. Now, who is Swami Vivekananda? Swami Vivekananda, the scholar, the philosopher, the monk who brought yoga to the Western world. Swami Vivekananda taught, do your duty. Offer the results. Release attachment. Trust the higher truth. Do your duty. Just do your duty. Offer the results. Release attachment. Trust the higher truth. Swami Vivekananda said that do your best and let the rest go. Do your best. Let the rest go. And this is exactly what Maharshi Patanjali describes in Samādhi Siddhir Īśvara Praṇidhāna. From surrender to divine comes perfection of Samādhi. So in the Satvik Yogi Path, surrender means doing your part and releasing the rest. Releasing the rest. Just do your part. So how do we bring Yoga Sūtra 45th, today's Yoga Sūtra, into our daily life? How do we practice this Yoga Sūtra? So in our 4-step stillness practice, what are we practicing? Surrender. So that we let peace fill in. And the deeper inner, we reach the deeper inner stillness. So that is what our theme is. And what is the sutra? Sutra is the Samādhi Siddhir Īśvara Praṇidhāna. So step 1 in stillness practice, how we apply Yoga Sūtra 2.45 into our daily life. How do we do that? So first we name the sutra intention. Today we are practicing Yoga Sūtra 2.45, Īśvara Praṇidhāna, the art of surrender. That is what we are practicing. That is the Yoga Sūtra 2.45 intention. What is the intention? We have to name it. Today we are practicing Īśvara Praṇidhāna, the Niyama of surrender, the art of surrender. Then we bring one real moment to mind. And think of one moment today when you tried to control something. Just think of a moment. Did you have a moment from today where you tried to control something. Some of the examples could be forcing an outcome or overthinking or worrying or trying to fix everything or holding tension or just resisting what is. So you choose just one moment today where you try to control something. For example, forcing an outcome or overthinking or worrying or trying to fix everything or holding tension or just resisting what is. You just choose one. Once you have chosen the moment from today, you apply the sutra in silence. How do you do that? So once you've chosen the moment from today, your today, where you try to control something, that's the moment. Now you place today's sutra in on that moment. What is today's sutra intention? Is the art of surrendering, right? So we apply the sutra on that moment. And we ask gently in this step, what can I release here? What can I release here? And sit with the feeling of softening. What can I release here? And some examples of surrender in action could be loosening expectations, just a little bit. Breathing into the moment. Trusting timing. Offering your effort. Letting go of the result. Letting go. Relaxing the mind. Feel peace entering. So make space by releasing. When you ask yourself that what can I release here? What can I release here? And you feel the peace entering. So you're making a space, releasing to make space for peace to enter. Let me quickly give a shout out to Kash.Jonas. Thank you so much for joining. Did I pronounce your username correct? Cash or Kash.Jonas. Thank you so much for joining on the 96th day of my 100 days journey towards the celebration of International Day of Yoga, which is just 4 days from today. And I will be celebrating the International Day of Yoga, which, by the way, happens to be the summer solstice this Sunday, June 21, from Times Square, New York. Are you with me? So, this practice of 100 days returning to the essence of yoga, I do this every year. And March 14 is when I begin my journey. And Kash.Jonas and Jessica Southard, thank you so much for your presence on 96th day, which means for the past 95 days I've been showing up every day, and So thankful that you could make it today. Thank you. So once you have asked yourself and you made space and you feel the peace entering, you seal it with Om. And how do we seal it with Om? Just back and spine straight, one hand gently over your navel, gently. Roll your shoulder if you have to, and Om. But this happens only when you take a deep breath in and with exhalation, Om. The rises from the belly, the Om moves through the chest, and the vibration softens at the lips. This is the gentle repetition of Om. We can just do it 2 times or 3 times or just once. So let's do it once. Take few short breaths and now take a deep breath in. And you may open your eyes. But just Om is not enough unless we have the bhavna behind it. We contemplate the meaning of the sutra. The bhavna is, the contemplation is, let me release what I cannot control. I cannot fix everything. What is the point overthinking? So these are the moments where we try to control something. And now we are releasing it to create space, and so peace enters. And this is Īśvara Praṇidhāna, the opening of the palm. Let us not keep our fists clenched tight. Let us open it to create space. The art of surrendering, trusting, releasing. So that is how we can apply the surrendering into action, into the moments of our today. So day 96, like every day, there's a challenge, and today's challenge is that release one small expectation today. One small expectation today. And notice the peace that follows. Just release one small expectation today. Whatever it is, one small expectation. And notice the peace that follows. Can you do it? If yes, if you're ready to accept the challenge of releasing one small expectation and feel, notice the peace that follows. If you're ready to accept the challenge, write in the comment. Let me know that you accept the challenge. So what does day 96 teaches us? It teaches that surrendering is not weakness. Surrender is strength. It is clarity. Surrender is peace. So tomorrow we begin the Kriya Yoga, Ahimsa to Īśvara Praṇidhāna, woven together. The first and the second limb, how it is woven together into one integrated path of transformation. We meet again tomorrow, day 97, with Yoga Sūtra 2.46 from the second chapter, Sadhana Pad. Until then, stay warm, stay open, and most importantly, stay honest to your own story. I thank you all for your presence on day 96. Thank you.